There he is. Come to me. Oh, he didn't get cooked. That sucks. Oh, I guess you can't cook those. Alright then, but you can cook these for sure. I've cooked them and eaten them before. This seems promising, although I don't know. I don't know how close you can get before there's radiation before. Come here, peeper. Where you go? God damn it. Oh, I'm still scanning for salt deposits. Does this mean I don't need my radiation suit anymore? Because that would be amazing. What the hell is this thing? Oh, it's coffee. For sure I should be. Yeah, look, I'm like right next to it. So yes! I don't need my radiation suit anymore. That's lovely. I am not wearing it, right? Yeah, I'm just wearing the rebreather. Perfect! Yay! Yes. That's so good. Okay. I don't think there was anything of interest in here. Oh, there's some lead. But I don't really care about that. And then everything else I want to say was empty. And then this was, I was trying to build a scanning room, but I built a multi-purpose room instead, so whoops. My bad. Oh, I guess we should leave one in here. I don't need both of them. Alright, well, that's cool. That will make exploring things much easier. Oh, salt deposits. You know what? Let's go grab some salt deposits while we're here. Why not? Oh, I'm so happy that I was able to repair the thing, you know, the radiation thing. So many salt deposits. Looks like might be one just up here. These are so much easier to get than the stupid silver, because the silver is not guaranteed. Well, let's... Yes, more silver. I can grab those too as I see them. I need to do a replenishing of quartz too. How much space do I have? Lots. Should I maybe switch it to quartz? Should I just grab quartz when I see them? I would never have found that one. They're so weird. The ones that are in the grass. I guess they're not weird, but they would be hard to find. I see some quartz. Because I do need to make some glass soon. And I need quartz for that. How am I doing on inventory? We got some space. Is that quartz in there? I thought I saw something glowing. It's so hard to tell. I can do a quartz run next though. Although, oh, this is the big one. Oh, I'm trying to be able to, once I build my prawn suit, I can do that. And here's the entrance to the other habitat, as I called it. The Degassi, the Degassi habitat, which is all broken. They be dead. I should probably go to the surface. And I guess we can pick up a couple more salt. Yeah, we don't need a ton more. And they are not on that side of that. Alright, here's one. And there's like 3. Well, this is actually in the direction I'm going. Those ones are out of the way. Alright. Well, I'll grab... Hello? There we go. I don't know if you guys could hear it. I don't think you could. But when I pulled my headset down, all it did was make a really loud beeping noise. Alright. We got game. Oh yeah, max sound still. I am about to do a dungeon. Which dungeon is it? Oh yeah, Grand Cosmos. Gotta do the Grand Cosmos. So not gonna lie, part of me kind of wishes I was playing Subnautica. I've been pretty into that game, but I'm a little bit stuck at the moment, and I don't really know what to do. I have a few ideas, but I don't think any of them are going to be particularly interesting to do on stream. So I might try to do a couple of them on Tuesday and Wednesday, because I don't stream anyways, and see if I can get something productive in line for Thursday. Although I have a feeling that once I figure out what I'm doing, that there is not a whole lot of game left. I'm pretty sure that I'm close to beating the game. I just don't know what else I need to do. Arthas, hello. Oh, I know why he came. I was playing with the box that his treats are in. Okay, Arthas. Okay, I'm sorry. Would you like some of this? Would you? He's been bad at eating it and keeps it off the key. You know better than that. Arthas, you drooled on my keyboard, but feet off the keyboard for sure. Arthas, you drooled on my keyboard. You're so gross. You're so gross. Alright, there you go. I don't know how much of that you could see, but that was cute. Alright, you're done. You're done. I know you don't know how to count to 3, but 3 is all you get. My little snuggle snoo, you're so cute. You're so cute. Yes, you are. You're in the way, though, Arthas. I can't play this game until you move. No one else gets to see how cute you are. Just me. Can you move, Arthas? Can you get out of here? You gonna go scratch at the box? Do you think that's gonna be helpful? Do you think that's gonna make me feed you? You're wrong. You're so wrong, Pooper. I will not feed you. Alright. Okay, he's gone. No more cat. Arthas. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's person. Alright, form party and enter the Grand Cosmos. Who do I want to take with me? Why do I have 2 extra slots over here? I can't take 6 people. Where? I don't have... Oh no! I don't meet the item level? Oh no! Do I need gear? Uh-oh. What am I wearing? Oh no! 418, what's the eye level for this? Why am I... I'm dumb. Don't mind me. Grand Cosmos requires 430. Welp. Guess I need to find some new gear. I guess I'm probably buying some. How much gil do I have? 5 million? That should do me. That should be plenty. Alright, I need to go to I don't know, I guess the Crystarium, because I need a market board. Wait, can I buy stuff with hold up a second. How much? Like, do I have poetics? Can I buy, yeah, can I buy stuff with poetics? I know I can't buy, like, the newest stuff, but, like, is there old level 80 stuff that I can buy with poetics yet? Where do I have to go for that? Does Yulmore have old ones? Or do I need to go to, like, Remnant's 12? Let me go to Ralger's Reach. I feel like, no. What's, yeah, if I knew where it would be in Ralger's Reach, right? Wait, but it would be level 80 stuff. No, so the level 80 stuff would have to be in, God, don't even mind me. Yulmore. Sorry, I need to go. It's old stuff, but it will be still for sale in Yulmore. Alright. Where might I... Honestly, I should just buy stuff, because I'm going to run into this issue again. But let's see. Because for sure I'm not going to be able to get the last one without spending money. Deep Shadow gear is... Crystarium. Oh, this is all augmentation. No, that's not what I want. Are you who I need to talk to? Tomestones of Allegory. No. Is this just all the old stuff? 490. 490. What's the latest stuff? Whoops. 520. What about stuff in between? Cause like, hold on a second. Like this stuff is what? Oh, this stuff is 430. So it's just my accessories that are pulling me down. But yeah, let's go see about. Oh, Menfina's earrings. That was 430. Nice. Blah, 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 blah. I guess I'll just whatever. Let me just go buy stuff. Otherwise, I'll just have the same problem in a couple patches of stories. Where am I going? Whatever, let's just teleport. To the Musica Universalis markets. What a mouthful. Oh man, I just went to clear out my notification that I'm live in the thumbnail. The face that I'm making in the thumbnail is redonkulous. I'm like, Alright, let's do accessories first, because that's what's really holding me back. I don't need earrings. I need a necklace. So 510 would be my best bet. Is this stuff expensive? 55k. 480 is 40. I mean, yeah, at that price I might as well just get this. Alright, let's just buy that. Bracelet is 50 and this one's 20, but yeah, whatever. It's like 30 higher. I got gil, and if I run out, I can always just get more gil from Ari. And then, oh, I need a belt too. Man, I wish I would just give over this gear from Ari. Body. What does this look like? Oh, fancy. Oh wait, that's the ornate. Yeah, we need this one. Oh, cheap. And legs. Oh, cheap. The body, is this stuff cheaper than, I guess because accessories are harder to come by maybe? No. I don't understand. Hands. The accessories were the most expensive part. So ridiculous. And then I probably need a weapon too, huh? What do we got in the way of white mage weapons? The cane. Alright. Upgrade everything except for the earring. That is exactly what I want. Update gear set, and then we'll just re-glamour it. Cool. I actually have to go there if I want to use my trust, though, don't I? And I haven't unlocked flying yet. Why? Why do I do this to myself? I mean, I could go unlock flying, but nope. I don't want to do it on stream because it's not particularly interesting. So, just run there. This is fine. It just feels like it takes an eternity. Priority Aetheryte Pass? What does this even mean? Oh, Grand Company. Decreases teleportation fees. For how long? For 2 hours? Fee reduction 40%. So, I actually haven't watched or looked at all of the stuff from the live letter. I've been slacking. Instead of watching the live letter Friday night, I had pre-Survivor chat with Nick, because Survivor starts on Wednesday, which I'm really excited about. We haven't had Survivor in like a year and a half. We usually get two a year, so it's been a while. Where am I going? This is not at all the right direction. How did I end up going in the wrong direction? I have no idea. I can taste my dinner. I actually ordered food in. I wanted some pad thai. And I also got this, it was listed under appetizers, but it also was like, you could use this for dessert. And it was roti with taro, which I don't know, or taro, I don't know what it is, but they're like, it's sweet. And I'm like, sounds good to me. It was pretty delicious, but that's what I can taste right now. It's lingering. And I still have like, I think I only ate like maybe a third of the pad thai, so I can get like 2 more meals out of that. Which is probably good because it was kind of expensive. Just a smidgen. A bad habit of ordering food lately when I have fully I have like lentil soup that I made, which would be delicious, but I was like, I feel like ordering something in. So I gotta get better about that. Maybe I need to eat my lentil soup at lunchtime because I'm never that hungry at lunchtime. Because I'm always so full from breakfast, which all I have at breakfast is a toast with fried egg and some cheese on it, and that fills me up for a long time. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, can't bring... Wait, why is this... Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh, this is... Wait, why do we not have Urianger or Thancred? What are they off doing? This is why. I was like, why are there 2 slots? Can I bring more people? But no, they're all supposed to be in here. This is just my thing. Huh. I don't remember what Thancred and Urianger are off to. I think... Oh, Thancred's out in the waste with Reen doing Eden stuff. Urianger came back, but I feel like he said he wanted to go do something else and not come with us. Or stay back and like study things. I don't know. He wanted to do something. We're about to be attacked. Do you know who I am? Your silly little... Do we get to start with a boss in here? No, this is totally just like trash. Trash the boss instead of boss the trash. Alright. I need this. Oh. Oh, that is the boss. He was like, I'm here to scare you off. Oh, you're running towards me? Oh, let me just teleport away then. Eek. Oh, I'm getting wrecked. I'm not tanking though. Why am I being wrecked? Thank you, Graha. I appreciate your tanking. Oh, you're dying? Well, that's too bad. Oh god, I'm definitely gonna have to heal him. Holy crap. I was like, hey, they're surely already almost dead. No. Not even close. They almost killed one. Good grief. You guys. Get your shit together. And a size. I feel like it's been so long since I played 14. I mean, to be honest, it's only been a week, but I just have not been playing. Other than my Monday nights with Haley, I've not been playing Final Fantasy. I am, as I was mentioning earlier, I think I'm very close to being done with Subnautica. So if you're not a fan of my Subnautica streaming, don't worry, it's almost over. Whether that means I'll come back and do 14 or play some other games, I'm not sure yet. I mostly just have nothing. There's stuff that I could be doing. I struggle to say even should. I just don't feel motivated to do any of them. Like, I could farm mounts, but like, they're not going anywhere. They're gonna be easier next expansion. I just like, I'm closer to being done them all than I've ever been before. I should also be farming Bosja more, but I got tired of doing that on stream because I thought it was really boring, and I said I would do it off stream, but like, I don't really want to do it off stream either. I can do mentor roulettes, but like, let's be real, that is, I mean, that's pretty hit or miss. Sometimes I really enjoy mentor roulette, and sometimes it is agonizing. So it's just hard to feel motivated to do mentor roulette. I have to be in the mental headspace to be prepared to get anything, including some things that suck a whole lot. So yeah, and other than that, those are what I have to do. I don't really have a whole lot else to do. So those are my options, and I'm not feeling too keen on them. So that is why the streaming of Final Fantasy has been few and far between lately. I am enjoying Haley. I mean, I'm kind of into playing Subnautica, and so like a part of me just like wants to be playing Subnautica right now, but that's not to say I'm not enjoying playing Haley. I'm always like, I don't really want to get on Haley, and then I get on Haley and it's fun, because I enjoy going through the story. But I got no story to do on Ari. I mean, if I was really bored, I could just start another character, which actually I kind of did start another character. I was going to play it off stream because I just do weird things like that, but I kind of got bored of that pretty quickly. Part of that was because my friend Terry had started playing again, and I was like, ooh, let me level up a character so I can do fun low-level stuff with her. If she wants, but she's kind of playing Subnautica now too. So we just talk about Subnautica. That's the reality. Subnautica is just a bigger part of my life right now, but it's temporary because I am almost done, and I don't know that I have the motivation to play again, because you can do stuff like speed run, or it's a survival game, so you can just like spend a ton of shit. A shit ton of time. That's what I'm going for. Just building stuff, and like I kind of enjoy that, but I don't know. I see what other people do, and I'm just like, their dedication and motivation. I just don't have that. It's just not the same. But yeah, I'm kind of stumped on what exactly to do in Subnautica. I was kind of Googling it. I don't want spoilers per se, but I was like, I kind of feel like I need a hint. So I just Googled right before stream. I was like, what should I be doing in Subnautica? And I found a couple people asking questions who are definitely like not as advanced in the story as I was, so it wasn't spoilery. And people were telling them what to do, and I'm like, I've done all those things though. I need to know what to, I have a couple ideas. I have a few ideas of what to do. The problem is I don't really know how to do any of those things. One is go deeper. I don't know how to go deeper, but that is generally what you do. Alright, I think you need to be... I don't know... The brooms come and sweep up this black shit, right? So I need to be behind this one. And then like over here. Yeah, that works. Just hang out with Shola. Oh, run to the middle, because that's where they're gonna go. They won't come to the AoE, you gotta go to them. Oh, I almost Venn diagram. Poor Graha. I also was feeling a little bit stressed for sort of work, but sort of not work. We decided, like as a team, we're taking this course, which is gonna be actually kind of a lot of work, and I didn't even realize like how much. And then my boss was kind of talking about it today, and he was like, "Oh, this is like so much work it's gonna be." I was like, I kind of wish that you told us some of this beforehand, so we could have been kind of mentally prepared for before we started, because now we're on a tight timeline, so I have to spend a fair bit of time working on that. I'm hoping that won't interfere with stream, but we'll see how it goes. I might have to cut back some stream nights just to spend more time working on that course, but it's only until November 12th, which is actually good because that means it'll be done before the expansion comes out. What? Did they run to me? I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. But yeah, so I won't interfere with the expansion at least, 'cause it'll be all done before then, for better or for worse. But I was also supposed to be reading a book for work to do a review on it, because we do book reviews every now and then, but like it also involves like doing a bunch of stuff. It's not just like a matter of reading through a book. And so I was just like, I cannot do both these things. And my boss was like, yeah, that's fine, we can wait and do the book stuff afterwards. So I just have to focus on one, which is nice, because
I'm with you.
I was stressing out on like, okay, well, one of these things would be hard, and doing two of them at the same time is going to be like a nightmare. In that I will have no free time. And I like my free time. And I like free time not just streaming and playing Final Fantasy. I like free time where I don't have to do anything at all. And I don't play video games even a lot, or I play like whatever I just feel like. But I just need my time. And right now I kind of feel like all my time that's not working or streaming kind of needs to be spent, but we'll see how it goes, because we're taking time on Mondays at work to go through it. So I have 3 hours a week that I can work on the course during work time. And then I don't stream on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so I can actually put in a fair bit of time those days, and then I can also put in time on the weekends. So I think I can do those and not have to stress out about doing it like every day, like if I if I finish stream and then have to spend like from 10 till midnight working on it every day, as well as like my free time on Tuesday and Wednesday, as well as like all my free time on the weekend. Oh, it was only 2. I should probably switch. So I think it should be fine. But I'm gonna ramp up my working on that this week and see how it goes. Because basically, I need to get through all the material as quickly as possible. Because there's actually like a lab that I have access to, and I just feel like I can't make good use of my access to it until I finish the course. And it's our access to the lab that we lose early on. So I gotta work through that as quickly as possible. But yeah, I made it through like 3 chapters today. But one of them was just like not a very was just like sort of a really basic getting set up chapter. But I got through all of one and most of the second, like, actual one, so made good progress today. And then like, I'm basically almost to the end of the chapter that my boss actually said that he was gonna try to finish by the end of this week. So I feel like I'm on track with that. And if I can make sure I put in some more time this week, I really need to like front load it. I need to put in a lot of like as much time as I can in like this week and next week, and then be able to spend less time on it in the next like after that. So it should be fine. Also, for those who don't know, because you're not Canadian and maybe you don't hear these things, but today is our election day.
Away with you! Where
we're voting. So I went and voted earlier today. And there should probably, I think they said they were going to start having results at 7. But I'm going to wait and not look until like after 10, because there won't be any meaningful results at this point of time. The polls around here don't close until 9:30 anyways, so they can't really start reporting. So prior to that, it's going to be reporting coming in from East Coast, which there's not a ton of well, not, I mean the East Coast is much less populated, so it's less in Canada. East Coast Canada, like, is Atlantic Canada. It stretches way far over. Central Canada, which is where I am. Well, I'm not even central. Like, eastern, but like not Atlantic. Anyways, whatever. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just babbling now. Although otherwise, I just want to babble about Subnautica. But I don't want to talk too much about like Subnautica in detail, because if anybody is watching my stream because they play Final Fantasy and might someday play Subnautica, I don't want to spoil everything. I don't want to have spoilers, so even though I do kind of want to talk about where I am in the story and what I might have to do, but also if I talk about it, somebody might spoil me, because I want to talk through my issue, but like I don't want
you underestimate me.
A hint. I was talking to, as I said, Terry is playing right now too, and so we talk about it a bit, but we approach the game very differently. She explores a lot and does the story kind of second, and I primarily do the story and explore second, so we've done things in somewhat different orders. And she actually found one of the materials that you need for making stuff sooner than I did. And I was like, oh, I've been looking for that. But I was like, no, don't tell me where it is. I'm going to go look for it myself. And if I can't find it, then I'll ask for help. But I haven't really spent a whole lot of time looking for it yet. I just was surprised I didn't just randomly come across it. Okay, apparently I picked this one up. That's fine. I'll put it here. Oh, and then I probably want to not stand in the green. Standing in the green is bad, right? Or does the green just make the seeds grow? They withered and died! Why is his Sholigan so wrecked? Oh, right. You can fit 2 people in those holes. Unfortunately, not with the NPCs.
With
they stand in the middle of it. Alright, now we're gonna get the movement stuff. So I need to pick up this one. And I need to pick it up, and I need to move. I want to say here? No. No, it only moved. Why did I think it moved through 2? I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Oh, dear God. Alice, please. They gonna pick it up off me, or are they just like, screw you, you fucked up? No, they picked it up.
This is going to leave a mark.
They helped me out, even though I was a dum-dum. I appreciate that. Am I like... I feel like I'm off the side of my screen more than usual. No, I was just sitting sideways. It's fine. Be dead. And there's something right around this corner. I don't remember what it is. Is it just brooms? No, never mind.
So be it.
Oh. So be it? So be what? I was like, what's running down the stairs? Oh, you know, just a broom. No biggie. I actually have a theory, going back to Subnautica, no spoilers, but my current theory is that maybe I can scan and find some new things. So there's something that I want to look for, and I don't know how to find it, so I'm wondering if I can scan for it. And then I also wonder if I should just build scanners around in some of the deeper areas that I've been and see if it picks anything up of interest. This is the corner I was thinking of with the Porxies. I thought the last corner was this corner. I always get wrecked at the start because I face pull, and if Graha was a real player, he'd be like, what the heck is up with this goddamn healer face pulling, not letting me do it? But also, I would be able to trust a real tank to actually pull. Because with the NPCs, you have to get so close to stuff anyways. Like, it's a really thin line between where your tank will actually start picking them up and where you face pulled anyways. So I find it easier just to face pull. As long as I don't die, it's fine. I'm the one who has to heal me. It's all good. Why am I targeted on the treasure coffer?
Away with you!
I guess I just targeted it and then started holding. That's what I do. The Paraporxies. Oh, there's a Paraporxy and a Bellaporxy. Or a Bellporxy. What's the difference? Oh, I can probably stop holding now. There's only one left. Oh, I missed out on the side. Oh, dear God. That was such a waste of size. Oh, well. Savage Might Materia 7. Why? I totally want to jump on this table and it doesn't let you, and it makes me super sad. Why can't I jump on the table? Boo. Oh my goodness. Okay, you picked them up finally. I was like, why? Why am I taking everything? No, that was, I don't know that hit everything. It was probably a more centrally located enemy to be targeting. Sir Javis, Sir Grimes, Sir Mothbird. That's such a weird name. So from my memory of doing these patch stories when they were current, it usually took about 3 hours to get through a single patch. Because I could usually do one in a stream, or do the entire thing in one stream, and I stream for 3 hours. So I am already a little bit, maybe like 30 minutes into this patch. So presumably I will finish this patch before the day is over, and start a little bit into the next one. Is the expectation. Which patch this is, I don't even know. Is this the first patch? I swear I thought Grand Cosmos was later, but I guess we need to do Grand Cosmos to meet what's his face. And we did meet him early on, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first patch. So this would be like 5.1. Oh, who killed the X-Arch? Because I did not. It was not me. Oh yeah, we gotta kill Sir Hanmon first, because he's a healer. Can you not die? I don't want to heal you. I did not sign up for healing. Yeah, I forgot I'm not supposed to AoE target on that one, because you gotta kill the one guy first. Or else you're just gonna be fighting this stuff forever. Oh, I just remembered the... Did he get off his horse? Is that what just happened? It's like, where did he go? I never noticed that transition before. That's funny. I guess I must have always just assumed he died, that there was another little one. Although also you usually just AoE stuff, so they kind of go down together. Yeah, I just noticed so much more stuff when I play Haley, because I don't have all of the nameplates and stuff cluttering up my screen. It's as if we were glimpsing into the past. What? This guy again? I already fought you. I'm kind of bad at the mechanics on this boss, not gonna lie. You've sullied these halls long enough. Come, Lugas, our guests yet want for company. Like, isn't this the first guy I fought? I swear it is. Oh, he's summoning another dude. Okay. The insatiable flame. Oh, actually, I did lose some time at the beginning because I had to go buy some new gear. All right, let's just go. I do believe now that we have their attention. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be reading what they say. Let me see if I'll read the whole thing. Holy crap, I missed so much. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta pay attention to mechanics. Okay. Secret of Solidus. Should you value your lives, you will cut this pit once, now be gone with you. What? I say we're off to a fine start. But how long? Oh. But how long our good fortune holds remains to be seen. I should probably heal people. I'm bad at these mechanics and I'm not paying attention. Oh, he clemencies himself. That's what's healing him. Okay, I need to go set something on fire. I'm gonna go set the curtains on fire. For an age of sleep, I bid thee rise. Bring unto them a swift demise. Yeah, you don't need to go far. Look how they make a mess of my floors. Swish and flick, my lovelies. Swish and flick. Wait, I thought it was 3. Am I 4? Magic brooms, how nostalgic. I call forth blades to run them through. Brave knights of Eld, tried and true. Okay, I noticed it this time. If you insist on making a mess of my palace, then you leave me no choice. They don't yet seem inclined to talk. Oh, well, it was your idea to brandish blades at the door. I'm gonna set this on fire. Come, my lovelies. There's filth that wants for cleaning. No crow. Oh, this is backwards. Time to work. Swish, swisharoo. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Oh dear. Shit. I couldn't tell which side it was going. Okay, I'm 4. Well, let's chill over here. It's fine. Such pernicious stains you are, no matter. What a mess, what a mess. Swish, swisharoo. Ugh, insufferable. The lot of you, I will spare you, but only just this once. Now leave me be. I doubt they will be quite so affable when next we meet. Yeah, what am I doing? Another chance to pique their curiosity, perhaps? Still you press onwards. How foolish. Oh my God, why is he so far away? Wait, what is he doing? Okay, nothing. Well, nothing unexpected. Nothing bad. Her Grace's garden is beautiful as ever. With wings of dreams, bar... Oh, fetch. Oh, no, why? I was trying to look at his sword, but I don't think it had anything to do with it. Because I was going away from it, and then he would smash the other way. I don't know my left from my right. I can't figure them out in the back. Listen. Okay, let me just finish reading this, and then we'll go do that. I guess I can walk. I do believe we have not only their curiosity, but their attention as well. Then we had best not waste it. Go, Lugus, turn them to ash, I care not how. Yes, set them alight with your undying flames. Burn bright until they are not but cinders. Alright. Now I can actually pay attention. The left and right is killing me, though. I'm like legit terrible at left and right. It takes a lot of brain power to know which is left and which is right. Where the hell am I going? Oh, this way. Well then. Goddamn table! I just want to walk all over it. Game won't let me. Makes me so sad. Alright. Now I'm gonna pay attention. Serious business. No more getting hit. Go, Grog, go! Seriously, see? He like... I couldn't get much closer to him without aggroing him. Alright, paying attention to mechanics now. Scorching, right. Okay. Stay on the left side. Which, yeah. Like... I should go stand where they stand, although I feel like there's not a ton of time to Yeah, I'm gonna try that next time. I might die, but for science. Mortal flame! I need to go set something on fire. I want to set the curtains on fire. Because they're big and it's beautiful.
I'm with
This
you.
is going to leave a mark.
Alright. Why am I always 4? Is it so I see what happens and can learn things?
This is going to leave a mark.
Do I? Oh, I didn't move fast enough. Fuck. Culling blade. Boom. Alright, we need these and we need to not set them on fire. I'm probably gonna set that on fire.
I
Ooh,
will not hold back.
I need to heal my friends. Is it just me or is he dying faster? Now that I'm like actually paying attention. Has he done it? He hasn't done another left or right. Okay, scorching right, so I want to be on left. I'm not sure how I didn't figure out that I could just like run towards them and it would be fine. Cause it should be fine. Alright, 4. Where's 3? 3 is over there. Alright. This is fine. I'll stand here. Excuse me. Oh shoot. I can't mess around there. I gotta just get out. Captive Bolt, that was the AoE. Guess I'll hold. Oh, I thought that was the AoE. Guess this is just Tank Buster. My god. Y'shtola, I'm glad I didn't stand where she stood. She failed me.
There'll be nothing left of you.
Clemency, why are you such a wimp, Sarge? Left. This is the right. Oh, I'm glad they gave me plenty of time to figure out my left and my right, as long as I was paying attention. We can kill him before we have to do this mechanic. Or before we get to my part of this mechanic. No, we're just gonna stop doing damage to him? Okay, fine. I guess we're not gonna kill him in time. Or is he like invulnerable or something? I don't think he is. You gonna come get me? Alright, I actually moved out of it in time. Yay! I didn't fail it a second time. Oh, it was dumb of me the first time. It was just because I wasn't paying attention. I was getting flustered with my left and my right because I'm just bad at them. That's what happens when you don't focus. Can't do mechanics. Also, when you don't know your left and your right, mechanics are hard to just do on the fly. All right. I shall exit. Oh wait, I'm supposed to talk to all these guys. But it's just the 4 of them because everyone else is gone. What say you? Now they have little choice but to hear a plea. Perhaps now we've afforded ourselves an audience. Whew, I'm glad for that to be over and done with. Alice? 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 Alice has no words? I don't believe it. Alice, you always have words. Alice? 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 Hello? 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 Apparently she has no words. Well then. Does this dude have any words? Oh, I can't even get up there. Alright, I'll leave. It's fine. Now I won't have to press buttons again for a long time. He's clapping.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Do you know who I am? It's gonna take more than that. I mean, we knew he was a new Moo. I don't know why everyone's so surprised. So cute. I forget what his name is, though.
Backlog, 'tis good to see you again after all these years.
Backlug.
And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Slash bag.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, I was like, what are these words? But they're what you say to your dog. What was the first one? We had sit and beg. Shake. Oh, shake. Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Alpha now. So mean.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just...
Listening?
No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Refuse all you want. We won't lie down and accept defeat. We would never misuse it. But he doesn't know to trust us. But I'll say it anyways.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more?
Yes, that is correct.
Do you swear it?
I swear it.
No. No. Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
You don't think you're gonna have absolute secrecy here? It's probably safer here than the Crystarium. Let's be real. We need to like fight our way in. Nobody's just like eavesdropping on us here. Alright. Alpha now. What say you? There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beck-Lug. Beck-Lug? For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the new Mu with us. Had he not, Beck-Lug would not be here with us. Speaking of him, we should hurry. To keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. You may now enter the Grand Cosmo with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, open the Trust interface located under Duty in the main menu. I don't want to. I don't want to. A welcome guest. Alphino looks just about ready to leave you behind. Are you saying I'm too slow? We mustn't dally here, Haley. We mustn't dally here any longer, Haley. If Beck-Lug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you, of all people, should be present. Damn straight. Most important person here. I'm not even gonna look at a map. I know where I'm going. They told me to go to the Crystarium. I will go to the Crystarium. I keep forgetting to check my mail. Oh else. It's the Docile Gate, right? I'm pretty sure it is. And up this way. Whee! Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom. Do you have business? Yes. Do you even need to ask me? Of course, if I'm here, I have business with the Exarch. And he has business with me. I miss Emmett's all popping in. Spying on us. So sad.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing,
Should we have started with that?
but that you hail from another world as well?
Should have started with that too? Yes, it is all true.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own.
Of course it is. Hello, Flesh Market. Awesome part of Shadowbringers, yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
And your soul is the densest of them all.
Thumbs up, thanks.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters.
And that's why you should help us, among many other reasons.
After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Wait, he says our home, but like, he's from the source too. He's not really from the first. Guess he doesn't want to share it that quite yet, though.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself.
Oh, good. We don't have to pay him.
As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Ooh, fetch quests. My favorite.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Like, sweet. Do we get XP for all our quests? Actually, we don't get XP for these quests. Because they're 80 and I'm 80. And you can't do them not being 80, but you can't get XP at 80. Alright, well, a little bit close. We'll see you all for now. Oh, let me, Becklug has a fine eye. Though we've yet to begin, I rather think the Exarch was right to call on them. Alice, do you have something to say now? I sometimes forget we're not truly here in the first. It would be good to be whole again. I sometimes forget that too. Fortunately for us, Becklug is of mind to see you and your fellow scions justly compensated for your efforts. Yay! Did you happen to notice the magic brooms strewn above the Grand Cosmos? Uncanny. Don't worry, we'll get to play with other brooms soon enough too. Hey, I had to walk up to him and then I'm still back where I was before. You have spun quite the tale, but tell me, have you given any thought to how you might return to your world? Oh yes, much thought. But his thought involves him dying. Which we don't like that option. White Orosite, you say? That's not what I said. An intriguing proposition. But one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what may have happened to their souls within the Arosite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Well, that sucks. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn in Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite Orosite. Where is Urianger? I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Becklug as necessary? Let us make for Amarang then. What do you have to say here? It pains me that there are those who yet suffer despite our victory over the light. We must hope a way can be found to help both them and our friends. Neutral is still here. Oriange is more than capable of creating the Auracite on his own, but if aught should go awry, I would be on hand to assist him. Alright, I need to go to the Inn at Journey's Head, I assume. I'm gonna take my chances. For some reason I was thinking I had to go to Mordsuit, but that doesn't make any sense at all. Yep, just poof here. Oh, that's quite the Waymage robe that you're wearing. Alice. Becklug told me they wished to meet the world's the worst afflicted, Halric. There are times I swear there's something he wants to tell me, if only he could form the words. Does Halric have anything to say? Mumble. Alright, fair enough. Having broken Light's stranglehold on the first, I would like to believe they will one day recover. Yet I fear that day may not come soon. Anybody else? Nope, just other people. Oh, can't run in a straight line. Becklug, what do you say? So this is Halric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin-eater. Called Alpha, that was stupid. Basically. You don't know that. We've defeated the Wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... he's only partially unresponsive. He's only mostly unresponsive. Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Obert. Then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. But for their sake, I will break that oath. It's not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Now it's a... Come, let us see what effect my tonics will have on their ether, if any. Oh, dude. He just poofed it out of thin air and already has some? Man, this guy's huge. He's taller than I am sitting down. Have some soul tonic. ... Totten stares blankly at you. It would seem the tonic has had no effect. Well, can't expect it to work instantly. Who's this guy? Pano. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Oh, he spoke to me. Strange. Is it me or is it suddenly warmer? It feels rather nice. Why don't I get to give it to Halric? Oh, Alphinode's over here. Leave this one to me, Haley. No. Please let this work. Or did we give it to Halric first? Come on, you must not fret. Have some soul tonic. I feel warm, and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Yay. Whoa, what amount am I on? The massivest one. Oh, too far in. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then. 'Tis true that with the restoration of the night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to an equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, it is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Ulrich, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. Oh, he looks so sad. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. Be an old man by then. By the gods! He could wake to find himself an old man! Yeah, that would be traumatizing. A fine reward for his persistence. The opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we could find a way to hasten their recovery? Why is she looking at Alphino? She's saying this. Maybe. I feel like it was a glitch that shouldn't turn sooner than that. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Oh, that's handy. Just give me the coins. Why do I have a notification? Yeah. Not anything important. Alright, what do you say now, Alphino? Corporeal and incorporeal ether. I confess I've never had cause to make the distinction. Excuse me. Did they just say what I think they said? Might there really be a way to help Ulrich and the others, and help ourselves in the process? Good for the soul. Backlug is ready to speak of the metaphysical. Yay. 1 clover. If you do exclamation mark beg, you might get a few more clovers. If you're interested. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vabird, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering. A plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. Wait, did I like blank on reading this? The tonic you administered is the fruits of my labor. I hope to do great things for my kingdom, but in the end, the knowledge brought only suffering. A plague. Okay. You mustn't dwell in the past. Now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do. A comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the skies still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail a conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Oh, Alice, you're no fun. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Not her sassiness. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The unnecessary materials. The heck. The purest of waters, the finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. Phone vibrating for. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Alphino is not convinced. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg. Though I never thought you would be the first one to suggest going back there. I'll say I'll do anything for these guys. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fae folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the new mood of any. Oh, I've been there, done that. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right. Let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Oh. Where do I have to go to find it? Is this something difficult? I don't recall this. Oh. I gotta talk to him again. Talk to them again. I gotta stop being... Gotta stop calling them a he. Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? I could ask the miners at Twine. Well, there are the scavengers at Mordzuk. Wait, what was the question? Clay from Amarang. Miners, probably. Ah, yes! They will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. You mean I can't make them get it for me? While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there's aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Okay. I need to go to Twine. Oh, so many quests. It pains me. But I will never clear them out on Haley. Clear them all out on my main, but I can't do it on 2 characters. Haley, well, what a coincidence. You've come in a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talos, and trolley you lot took to Nabatha Rang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos could have been another matter, had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered to share with us the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that China is. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. Yeah, Magnus is literally right there. What the heck? You're entitled to your dreams, jerk. But that doesn't mean you can go on harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Haley didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Not unless those trolleys are made of clay. I see. And this familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking around somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biran mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look there. Alright, where am I going? This way? Oh, I still can't fly. I really gotta do my flying quests. Oh, nope, can't jump over the side there. If I could fly, I could have gone that way. Let's just jump over here. Oh, I totally could have made that jump. I guess there was nowhere for me to fall, though, if I missed. No, damn it. Shit. Do I actually need to be up there? Tell me I don't tell me I have to go back. Oh no, there's a bridge here. Okay. This lack of flying is killing me, but I'm too lazy to go and do it. Well, I'm not too, well, yes. I am too lazy and I don't want to do it on stream, but I never think to do it off stream. I just want to be able to fly. Whew. Uh-oh. Sleepy time. It's not even bedtime yet. Uh-oh. I heard something. I found my destination. Can this guy diagram me? Yes, thank you. Is this clay? No, he's gonna attack me before I'm done interacting. Fine, I'll kill you. You should die pretty quickly since I'm 80 now and geared up. I won't even turn on my DPS or my battle HUD. That took longer than I wanted it to. Thought he was just gonna get wrecked after like 2 glares and an assize. I found 1 clump of clay. I need 2 more. Please don't aggro. I said don't aggro. What part of don't aggro don't you understand? Oh, I found another one, please. Oh, I found the other clay too. It's around the corner. Oh, God. I'll turn on my HUD now, just to be safe. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm tired. Bah. Please don't spawn coyotes. I was gonna say, I thought they said something about coyotes here, but I guess they spawn when you dig up the clay. Oh, yay. And now I need to go back to... Oh. Oh, I don't even go and thank them at Twine. I'm just like, alright, thanks. Peace out. Alright. Alpha now, what say you? The Pixies were constantly confusing you with Alice. In jest, I assume. I mean, it's not as if we look that much alike. We don't look that much alike, do we? Well, someday you'll get to ask Stinian that. Oops. Almost started casting Holy. Ooh, I did see that we're getting an upgraded Holy in Endwalker, and I am excited. That had better be the only thing we need from the Pixies if I have to endure one more prank, so help me gods. The twins have returned it in one piece at that. I was convinced the Pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? I sure do. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Wonderful, but we need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the next necessary incantation. My readout is enjoyable. I'm glad you enjoy it. I enjoy reading it out too. I get way more out of the story when I read it out loud for some reason. Beck Lug, I have a question. In the event that we need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? I know what she's thinking. Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. I mean, what skill do you need? Hallerik and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhaps you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there's few in all of Novrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Haley? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. Very few, but if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. Oh, my eye was itchy and now I poked it and now it's gonna water. I give it my all for Hallerik, for Tesleen. Oh, Tesleen. Cheers. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alice should be the one to conjure the familiar. Ugh. I think mine's okay. Let's stop poking myself in the eyeballs.
Let us begin.
Ooh, I get to take a break.
I trust you've prepared the clay?
That was a big piece of clay. I guess I did gather 3 of them.
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
How artistic is Alice? I know Alphino is. He draws.
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
A little pig. What does she come up with? I want it to look ridiculous, but it'll probably look good.
There we are. How's that?
It's beautiful, Alice. It's beautiful. I do not remember this part at all.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
It's not that funny, Alphino.
Yes, yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
If all you have to do is imagine the Porksy, why do you even have to craft it into a Porksy? Couldn't it have just been a ball of clay? It looked more like a Porksy before she started, actually.
Now, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Did she do it? Aww, he's so cute. Alice has a familiar
Not bad
now.
for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
Just smack him in the face with those ears a little bit. Wait, he's standing? Did they make him get up? Did they take away his chair? Oh no, he's at the other side of the table now.
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
I want a little Porksy.
A name.
Angelo's, right?
All right, I've
I
decided.
think that's what they name it. Oh, I cut her off a little bit.
Go, Angelo!
Yep. Did it work? Pretty sure it does. He moves. He was mumbling before too, so that's not an improvement. That might be.
Mother,
Pretty sure she's dead.
I...
Oh. The girl's resolve is quite impressive. One might almost think she drew strength from another. What's that supposed to mean? Whoops. A little too close to him. Uh-oh. By the 12, though it was for only a moment he spoke, there may yet be hope for these people. Mother... Oh. Ow? This guy's smartly dressed. How is he, Becklug? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Orosite. Yes, thank you for stating the obvious, Alphino. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Becklug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? Yes, you are. If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gaboo! Whoops, I meant to click on Gaboo. Do you really think it could work? Why shouldn't it? Gaboo's condition is virtually identical to Halric's, is it not? I don't know about that. The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. Maybe. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him. Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound similar. Yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience, something Alice does not have a lot of. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but it seems I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Okay. Finally, I found you! Wait, who is this? Oh, it's Kai Shear. Kai Shear? What are you doing all the way out here? That's a very good question. There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on, then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklug. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore's at stake. So we better go see what's up. The future of Yulmore is at stake, is it? Well, do for them what you can, but keep an eye on Alphino, would you? See that he doesn't involve himself more than is necessary. Why? Mother Owl? Yep. Whatever could be so urgent for Lady Chai to summon us thus? Nowhere to turn. Kai Shear is anxious to see you and Alphino back to Yulmore. Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Yulmore. I thought I was going to Crystarium, but I guess I'm going to Yulmore. I almost tried to get on a mount. That doesn't work in here. Alright, Kai Shear, what say you? It was the folk over the Crystarium that told me you might be down at Journey's Head, and lucky for me, you still were. Running around after people's tiring work. Well, not here seems to be out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can't find her and discover the source of her distress. Do I have to look around for her? Where are we going? This way. How inconsiderate of them to put, like, a puddle around the Aetheryte. Just occurred to me that we basically, every time we teleport in, we just end up in ankle-deep water. What's back here? Oh, somebody. Oh. Dulajai. Hey, I was in front of her. She's so happy.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
Yeah, where is he?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg.
Well, it would have had to.
With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
Oh, yeah. And they picked him and
so
he
you
ran
held an
away.
election.
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
He's dead. I don't know, but wherever he is, he won't have fled. Sorry, but I think he fled. No, he definitely didn't fled. Didn't flee.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry.
I kind of wish I picked the other
Master
answer.
Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return.
Supposed to be picking the saltier answers on Haley.
Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Just seemed cruel to say that, though. Did Kai Shear even say anything the whole time?
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Give me the coins! Because they don't take up as much inventory space. And they're easier to get rid of. Okay, oh, she left. You know, Yulmore's nothing like I thought it'd be, but somehow I can't picture going anywhere else. The Chais are a part of it, I suppose. They've been good to me. I only wish there was something more I could do to help them. Show me the money. A notable absence. For all his comforting words, Alphino is plainly troubled by Master Chai's sudden disappearance. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or, failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I'll meet you at the Glory Gates to compare notes later on. They're going in opposite directions. Where am I going? This way. Into the middle? Maybe? Yes. You prefer Crystarium to Yulmore, but everyone hangs out in Yulmore. Crystarium's music is far better. I mean, people hang out in Yulmore just because this is where the endgame items are. That's literally the only reason. Master Chai? Why, yes, I spoke with him recently. Though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vothry apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave shortly after. Your exchange with Moen has taught you about the stagnant state of business in Yulmore. Alright. Wait, where am I going now? Not here? Oh, to the buttress! Guess we'll just take the stairs. I don't know, I don't really hang out in either of them. I tend to hang out in, well, usually by the Free Company, although I don't really hang out very often at all anymore. I used to be somebody who just never logged out of the game, like ever. Obviously that's not a thing right now. And I do log out of the game because I'm actually not playing Final Fantasy XIV a whole lot at the moment. I've just, I was making a point of every Monday to play, is this not somewhere I need to go? Nope. Mondays I'm working through my alt, but the rest of the week I was supposed to be playing on my main, but now I've just been playing Subnautica instead. But I think I'm almost done that game. But I don't know, I'm feeling meh, I'm feeling the lull. There's stuff I could do, but not anything I feel overly motivated to do. I like going through stories, so I actually like going through this again on my alt. You don't get much playtime, you're a weekend warrior. I mean, I can play more, I just just don't feel really into it lately because there's nothing that I feel super motivated to do. There's only like 3 things that I need to be working on, and they're all just like big boring grinds. So I'm like, it's not fun. I don't want to do it right now. Like, I'll do it eventually, but I just don't want to grind it out constantly. Considered an all-ear tank main, only role you enjoy. I'm a white mage main. I'm not just healer, just white mage. And like my alt's white mage. My main is white mage and my alt's white mage. Like, that's how much I love white mage. I'm just like white mage for life. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while, about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. All tanks maxed it. I mean, I have literally everything leveled on my main, but I pretty much only play white mage. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vothry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyways, funding permitted, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Your exchange with Cornen has taught you about the perilous state of Yulmore's defenses. Okay. Where am I? I gotta go outside. Which way is outside? I bet you I can get there quicker if I teleport? No, in fact. Well, yes. Southeast derelicts. I'm going too far already. To the derelicts. What? I still can't get on a mount here? Bullshit. Bullshit, I say. Where am I going? I'm lost. Did I just run around this? What the F? Where am I going? How did I just run around in a circle? That's not what I planned on doing. That was the big ass rock. Oh. This guy's not wearing a shirt. Shellette. Of course we're still here. I can't leave while there's still people in need. That's Hathenbert's creed, and the only reason I'm still alive. Who are you? Should I know who you are? I recall a man fitting that description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts. And you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing. There was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts. He asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when last I saw him. Your exchange with Hathenbert has taught you about the poor living conditions of Calusia's downtrodden. So depressing. No, you can't get on a mount. Alright, where am I going? The front gate. Let's just walk this way, because apparently I can't walk in a straight line. I'm gonna get lost anyways. Can I go out around this way? Maybe? Where the F am I? This is not the most efficient route. Whoops! You always took the wrong way too. Any luck? I got nowhere myself, but it sounds like Alphino might have. Like, I have zero recollection of like running around. I feel like I could do that on a mountain, or maybe I just teleport all the time. But that just felt awkward. I didn't know what I was, where I was going, what I was doing. Wait, what did he say? Got nowhere myself, but it sounds like Alphino might have. Oh, I got plenty of places. Ah, there you are. How'd you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Yes, the state of business in Yulmore, the state of Yulmore's defenses, and the living conditions in Calusia, all of which are dire. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore. Excuse me. An idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the bee. I mean, for the bee too. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? Do you have anything new to say? It didn't take long for folks to start moaning after Vothri left. Now everyone in Yulmore's got something to complain about. Wouldn't want to be in Master Chai's shoes, having to keep that lot happy. Yeah. For the people, with a furrowed brow, Alphino carefully considers where best to look next. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Haley, if you would go and make inquiries in Wright, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town I leave to you, Kaishir. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we finished? Well, top rung would seem to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, and if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. How did he just, like, wander off? Can I... No, do I actually have to walk outside? Closer to... I don't know. Whatever. I think I'm closer to the gate. Wait, I just want to teleport. I didn't have to go outside to teleport. Just need to look at a goddamn map. Alright. Speak with haste a lot. Yes, I do get to teleport. I like to keep my HUD nice and clean on my alt. It is not this clean on my main, but on my alt I quite like it. Where? Oh, over here. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or rather the lack of them. Your hut's a train wreck. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting a few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin-Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend. Chinez, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not that he wanted to hear. I suppose, because he left soon after. And that was that. Alright, now I gotta go up to top rung, right? Do I wanna... Oh, I probably can get there this way. Easier than going up to top rung and running back down. I like my HUD on my main. I just, I figured I'd make it super clean on my alt, just so like when I'm running around I can just enjoy the scenery, and I actually notice way more like scenery and stuff on my alt and what enemies like actually look like, because I look at their actual model and not just the nameplate over their head, and what NPCs look like, because I just get so distracted by nameplates. And I tend to spend way too much time just like staring at the ground, whereas I made my character like lower so that I tend to look up more. Do I have to talk to this person? I am heading to top rung, yes. You get too focused on your hotbar, yeah. And that's actually why I play White Mage on my alt, because it's the only job that I can play without needing my hotbars up, because I put everything where it is on my main. And I don't actually need to see it. I did add this up here, so that I look at this when I'm fighting, just so I can see what my cooldowns are, but other than that, I don't look at it. Oh, I should talk to Kaishir first. Turns out Master Chai was over in Gate Town too. He spoke of a few of the residents apparently. They told me they'd never seen a posh bloke look so miserable. Sounds like China's. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? Did he go to Stilltide too? I see. Kaishir and I glean much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we're quick, we may yet catch up with him. Wait, didn't you gain 1 last time and it was 17%? Are you losing? Are you losing, Clover? How is 1... Oh no, never mind. No, math makes sense. Sorry, I'm bad at math. No, if you have more, then 1 would be a smaller percentage. That makes sense, right? Why am I so bad at math? Alright. I'm just dumb then, it's fine. Don't mind me. Oh, that's a bomb. And I aggroed him still. That's the one thing that's tricky without HUDs. There's certain mobs that are hard to avoid because it's hard to notice them. But other things are just as easy to avoid. Just enjoy the game. Oh god, see I just ran into another one. Yes, enjoy the game, don't think about math too much. That is how I live my life. Holdo, there we go. I found you. Wait, did Alphino not find you? What's that mount again? What mount was I just on? It was it this one? Was this the one that I was on? Granny? I don't know what it's from. I have 0. You could Google it though, because that's what it's called. It's called Granny, Grani. Possessed of a strength of both mind and body that is unmatched in the first as a mount, Granny has... Oh, I wonder if it was the, it's definitely a Shadowbringer one, so I wonder if it was the... what's the word I'm looking for? Not pre-order, but the special... Words are failing me right now. Collector's edition. The collector's edition mount, it might be. Yeah. See, my brain is failing me at the moment. Of course. I tried to walk in front of him, but apparently I'm gonna sneak up behind him. Oh, and I beat them. Haley, Alphino, Kai Shear, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? 'Cause your wife is quite upset that you just up and left without a word to her, and she's worried about you. Lady Chai is but nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it. When she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai. But since we're here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you'd been elected mayor, and from what we gathered from the nearby villages, you've been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources. Until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I mean, no one else is going to do any better than you. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. I'm pretty sure we know who it is. Whatever you need, you can count on us. We believe in you, Master Chai. We believe in you. I always wonder what I picked the last time I did this. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. That's the best way to speak, with your actions. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulemore, but that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble. Or a boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up in Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future. I know it. How hard could mayoring be? Oh, Kaishir. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. Doesn't what he do is revitalize the queen bee? I suppose that is a important thing to do. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. They all nod to each other. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon's his name. Oh, no, he's not who I thought it was. And yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office, so he's old. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he'll listen? Before giving chase, may it not be wise to speak with those who know him, right here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reasons for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. I thought it was going to be Tristal that he needed to find, although I wasn't sure why he thought Tristal would be so important. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Who am I talking to? Tristal? Nobody else? Alright. Alpha now. What say you? According to Master Chai, this Rendon fellow occupied the position of considerable influence in the Yulmoran leadership, which begs the question, why did he choose to leave? I'm gonna say the answer probably had to do with Vothri. I reckon Yulmore could learn a thing or two from Amity about standing on its own 2 feet. Then again, so could I. Don't worry, Kaishir. Let me comfort him. Oh. How did I get into the... Why is the novice network my default chat setting? I guess I don't chat to anyone else either. I realize it was me who suggested speaking with Tristal, but who's to say he will be any more receptive than Rendon? Why should any of them give me the time of day? Bah, that's no way to think. Ignore me. Yes, I will. Hello, Tristal. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask about Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Were you eavesdropping on us? Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore together. And that's still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying, he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change? I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Where's Pit 8? Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I shall not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Could you just tell us the way to Pit 8? Because, who knows where that is? And they're all gone. Seriously, where am I going? How is this Pit 8? Like, Is there other pits? Is there like a pit 7? A pit 6? A pit 10? No? Okay. How does everyone know where pit 8 is but me? Whoops. Ah! Alright, let's see if I can manage to not aggro things on the way up. Why is this thing sideways? Oh wait, that's gonna be for when you're in the water. That's my, what, rudder? Oh no! I have failed. I said I wasn't gonna aggro things. Got distracted looking at my airship. And oh, I see. There's buildings here. Where's everybody else? Is this Brendan? I assume so.
Well, well, it's you again.
No, voice acted.
Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
Nah, we just came along because we like his company.
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's.
You know who I am. I'm the goddamn warrior of light.
They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
I mean, I'm the warrior of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, yes they are.
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever.
Because we're leaving. And not coming
To
back.
do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Look at that. He can be assertive when he wants to.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make.
That's where you come in.
In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind.
Hello, anonymous cheerer. Welcome, and thank you for the cheers. The little ghost cheers. Those are really cute.
But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices.
I always pronounce it
And
Nuz.
so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
A better one. He's seen the error of his ways.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us.
It's bedtime. Almost.
The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
I hate how much Makote Male's hands are just like claw hands. I don't understand why, and it bothers me so much.
A Yulmore for the people.
Oh, he's coming around.
I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
What's he gotta do?
You would? You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Oh shoot, I didn't talk to other people first. Whoops. Ahem, right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? Why couldn't this have been part of the voice acting? I don't understand. You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes, meal being neither desirable nor less a sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. Is he going to give him one right now, or is he going to go off and think about it? Or does he actually have to go, like, solve the problem? A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate supply issue, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuff must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. Excuse me. My, think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the people of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinese? I already forgot how it's pronounced. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Don't you know who he is? He is Daedalus Stoneworks. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. He's not impressed by that? Really? You think he'd be like, oh, the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks. Oh, I guess Talos are on the menu. Instead he just stands there, looking unimpressed. Okay, now I can talk to people. That Rendon geezer doesn't seem geezer doesn't seem so bad. What was Master Chai worried about? He's got to give himself a bit more credit. Do you see it? There is a fire in Master Chai's eyes that was not there when we first met. A fire we'd best keep kindled if we wish to see Yulmore change for the better. What do you have to say? You had a hand in constructing that giant Talos of the North, did you not? When the Yulmoran volunteers began arriving, I hid myself away lest I be recognized, thus depriving myself of what I am reliably informed was a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Bugger. Well, that'll teach you. Finding good help. Chai News? Nuz? News? I think it was News. Look of steely determination is only slightly undermined by the knocking of his knees. Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Good thing there's a bunch of ones wandering all over the place. Which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Clusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Alright. I can't fly here either, but we can run. One of these days. Gotta unlock flying. I'm gonna be done with Stormblood, or Shadowbringers, before I unlock flying in these areas. Because I don't want to do it on stream. But I don't want to do it off stream. And therefore I just don't get it done. Where am I going? Oh, let's avoid that guy. No! I said avoid! I'm gonna have to run all the way this way, and then they're gonna make me run all the way back out here to fight these Taloses. Sigh. Maybe I can bring them along with me. If only it worked that way. Am I gonna aggro that thing too? No, I think it turned the other way. You'd think walking down the path wouldn't be quite so dangerous, although I suppose it's not a very well-traveled path. Hello, Nick. How's it going? Did you do your, I think you told me you did your winner's picks, right? It is one thing to repair an immobile Talos, as Urianger did, but quite another to catch one, surely. Does that not sound a trifle dangerous? Alphino, do you know who I am? Please. How'd you catch a Talos, then? Dig a hole and lure it in? Or just leave it to me. So he's an authority on Talos, is he? What other surprises could he be hiding? I wonder. Happy Survivor Week. You'll go back to Survivor Day starting next week, but this time around it feels significant. Yes, you can have Happy Survivor Week. I am also excited. Have you checked the subreddit if we can do flares yet? I was going to check today because I don't want to forget, but apparently they're slacking. Aha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with the dastardly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let it fly. Oh, I only have to get in throwing distance? Thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed. But as I've said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Oh, I don't have to do this? Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Jai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. Why, hello, Arthas. You wanna come say hi? Did you just wake up? You look sleepy. You wanna come up here? No. You're just gonna sit down there? What if I give you treats? That got him up immediately. Immediately. Arthas, you gotta say hi on camera, though. Here, can I get you to turn around? Look, turn around a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Close enough. Let's see the kitta. Working on it. He doesn't like to be on camera. He's really good at avoiding it. Turn around. There you go. You're fine. Get off the keyboard though, please. You know better than that. Oh. Sticking your head in here. You're spoiled. I already gave you treats today. You're a little spoiled boy, aren't you? Ow, that's my finger. Alright, that's it. That's all you got. That's all I got for you, Arthas. Come here. Come here. Whoa. Can I turn you around? No, this could be awkward. Aww. Aww, my little babykins. No, he's like, please let me leave. Aww. Aww. Artooth. It's an A instead of a U, but close enough. I appreciate that. And Arthas doesn't know any better. I'm sure he can't spell his own name either. Isn't that right, silly butt? He is, in fact, named after the Lich King, and wow. Alright, we read that. That's as, oh, if you might notice my my bot is named after Arthas. That's why it's Arthas bot. That's as may be, Kaishir, but Rendan's tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Here. All right, but if there's any trouble, we call it off. Now we'll just here. I'll be nice to him today. He needs all the encouragement he can get. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you, Arthas. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I've no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labor. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one's not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it's safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Seriously, I could just do this so much faster than you. Why you gotta make this complicated? Do you want to come back up here? I'm not gonna do treats, but you can come back up here. My chair is stuck. Come here. Come here, Boo. No? Alright. He's gonna be a big suck. As per usual. Good, then let's be off to the quick way, through the north gate, to see if we can find a suitable vantage point for you. No sign of gold flares or a S41 banner for that matter. I wonder if they need a special person to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's clearly been updated recently enough to say that they will become available. And they've been updated for, like, Australian Survivor, which I don't know how long ago that was, but, like, it's not like they just pieced off during the entirety of the pandemic lull, so Who knows? But thank you for checking. I'm surprised people aren't like, hey, where are the flares? Where are the flares? Because, like, I never even go to the subreddit and I'm like, where are the flares? When first he arrived, I could barely hear him over the knocking of his knees. Now this? I'm not sure what's gotten into him, but whatever it is, I like it. There's little point in us both shouting instructions. Keep him safe, Haley. Alright, nothing to worry about. Just a simple matter of sneaking up on the Talos while he's avoiding the slavering, bloodthirsty beast lurking behind every rock. Child's play. Ahem. When you're ready, let us begin. You'd think you might be nervous a little bit. Either Master Chai's off his nut, or this means more to them than he's been letting on. A little of both. Little of both. Keep a lookout for danger and alert Chai Nuz when it's safe to incapacitate the Talos. You may move the spyglass as well as zoom in and out, point the spyglass at Chai Nuz and give him the signal. Sneak near the Talos with a mouse click. Can I get him killed? That'd be so mean. Alert Master Chai. Objective failed if Master Chai is spotted. Perhaps it's best to approach from the rear. Good thing I fell forward and not like just flop backwards. I did it! I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Calm yourself, old boy. Everything will be fine. That's not quite turned. Nope, that would have been a bad time. Nope. No good. Better, but bombs. Bomb turn, go! Go, go, go! I don't remember doing this. They all sort of blend together after time, though. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. All the stories and all the little mini events. You may leave the next one to me, Haley. Oh, I don't have to tell him? Now that I told him a couple times, he's feeling confident. He can do it himself. He's gonna end up running screaming for his life. Nope, he's got this. Boom. Doesn't he need to do something to make them walk back, though? Those bombs are gonna get in the way of the second one. Haha, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. Are you impressed now? Aw, he gets victory music. Nice. Uh-oh, Arthas left. Well, at least he's not crying at me. It's been awfully annoying lately. It would seem I misjudged Master Chai. There may yet be hope for Yulmore. Our friend returned with nary a scratch. Well done. Blimey! Thought my heart was gonna stop for a moment there. Make that a couple moments. Blimey. I can scarcely believe it. It was reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked? Don't sound so surprised with yourself. I did it. Yes, you did. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmore's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it's plain that your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. Why don't they just make him the mayor? When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. Hey, Ari, how's it going? What have you been up to lately?
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
Work and AFK. Sounds about right. I want a Talos or 3.
What's that noise?
Just Talos. Begrimed town person. He sure was begrimed.
Wicked White! Runaway Talos!
Run for the hills!
Call the guard!
Nah, you're fine. The guard's here with the Talos. Don't worry about it.
Stay back! All of you!
What? What's she doing out here?
Is that?
Yes, it's your husband. We brought you friends.
Darling, you're back.
Aw.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Dearest, I can't...
Just break them.
Oh dear.
Poor guy. Thick. Oh, Alphinote's healing him. Aw, she did kill him. She did break him. Legit, she broke him.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
She was so filled with joy she couldn't help herself but to kill him.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor.
And to, you know, talk to all the people.
And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, yay! Wonderful!
Don't break him again. You just...
Please!
Oh, that was great. Alright, what we got? Sorry I wasn't much help. Still seeing Master Chai go after those tailors was something, eh? Inspiring stuff. I dare say the future of Yulmore has never looked brighter. Thank you again for finding my husband. I confess, I was not expecting your return to be quite so grand. That dear sweet man, he's going to make the most wonderful mayor. I just know it. If you didn't break him, cough, cough. I'm fine. I just need a moment. Wheeze. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so Master Chai can make his inaugural address. Is that what we're doing next? There's no time to lose. We must begin making preparations for the inaugural address, once Master Chai has caught his breath, of course. Have you caught your breath? Moving forward, despite the butterflies in his stomach, China's is prepared to address the masses. No need to fret, Haley. I've never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As to where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Where the heck is the Emergent? Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kai Shear, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Fothry's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend. You tell me what to do? Assuming she's available. Okay, good. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up. And everybody walks off. Cashier, you were told to go do something. What are you doing standing around? Don't worry, I'll make sure everyone's there for Master Chai's big speech. So get yourself down to the Emergent. Go on. Down to the Emergent? I'm pretty sure it's up, isn't it? Okay, hold on a second. Speak with Chadden. Oh. Okay, that's right. The elevator is there. I did do my civic duty today. Did you do your civic duty today? You did! Yay! I'm actually looking forward to stream being over because then I'm going to go watch the results. I haven't looked at them yet. I don't want to know how it's going. I'm going to go look at it when I'm done. Ah, yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. Yes, Canadian voting is what we're talking about. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss. Do they have the NPC that I really like the look of from previously? Because I didn't get a good shot of her. I guess nobody's probably knows what I'm talking about. There's an NPC I like the look of, but I tried to get a screenshot out of my VOD, but the quality was garbage. And I was trying to recreate her, but no. It was a pretty Makote.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around?
It's her. This one. I really like how she looks. Let's see if we can get a closer up shot of her.
'Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once
Come
called
on,
the
give me a
bonded,
good shot.
but today we welcome the peoples of the derelicts and Gate Town too.
Game's failing me.
Today we welcome the warriors of darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning.
Warriors of Darkness, please. I did all the work. I'm just nice and give Alphino some credit.
As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values.
Come on! Come on! Why failing me?
No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens.
What do you want, silly butt? So noisy.
The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be,
There's the back of her head.
it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of tomorrow unless we first address the issues of today.
I'm gonna miss a screenshot.
Securing new sources of food.
There we go.
Rebuilding
That's,
relations
the
with our
best we've gotten
neighbors,
so far.
re-establishing industry.
Arthas, your butt.
There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved.
Arthas, you're in the way. I gave you twice as many treats as you usually get. And you still want more, you little greedy bastard. Can you sit down? Or leave? Either is good. I prefer you to sit down. Arthas, you're in the way. And I'm rewarding you with chin scratches. Can you sit your butt down? Thank you.
The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
Yay, for Yulmore. No, I didn't get a shot. Just behind the dude's arm now. Oh, there she is. I hope I got a good shot there. You guys probably are like, what the hell are you doing? Just trying to get shots of a specific NPC. Because I want to try to recreate her. Although I did. And then I realized that she looks too much like Ari anyways. So I was like, I don't want to use her. I wonder if she exists somewhere. Like, I wonder if the NPCs that they bring for this, like, exist in Yulmore somewhere. Gosh, here, what say you? Seeing everyone come together like that, it was beautiful, that it was. Wasn't he simply wonderful? Seeing him take charge of the room as he did. Oh, it reminds me why I fell for him in the first place. Now our work can begin in earnest. I very much look forward to seeing this Yulmore for the people. The City of Final Pleasures, they used to call this place, back when the world was ending. But now I hope it will become the City of New Endeavors. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I've learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Yes, it was me. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. Aw, that's a nice sentiment. Weren't these the ones who gave Alphino his outfit? Pretty sure they are. I hate to change the subject, darling. But now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern in here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Haven't bet? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech. But there's folks outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow. And more who are counting their crumbs. If you have a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thanks again for your help, Haley. I do hope to see you again before long. Sorry for the yawns. Just pretend they never happened. What a day! I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I'm distracted by this planter in the background because it's really pretty and I want it. But I don't think that that's a furniture. I had resolved to remain here in such time as Yulmore's future was secured, but it's clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. Look at it, it's so pretty. I have every confidence that they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. With Master Chai at the helm, if only for the interim, I feel I can bid farewell to Yulmore and return to the source with no regrets. Well, I'm glad. So Alphino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmore for the people that Master Chai's been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though, help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Still not quite sure how I'll do my part for Yulmore, but I'll think of something. I know what you're going to do for Yulmore. Vows of virtues, deeds of cruelty. Alphina wears a satisfied smile, seemingly content with the state of Yulmore. Truly, to see Kaishir thus inspired by her actions is inspiring in itself. Yet however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhaps Becklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Don't worry, Alphino. I'll keep coming back here and telling you what's up. Crystal Exarch. Oh, I tried to close this. To the Docile Gate. Ah, damn it. I totally, while I was doing that quest, saw that there was a mail Moogle. Delivery Moogle in the background. I was going to go pick up my mail, and then I forgot. Oh, well. It's not going anywhere. Where's Alphino? I mean, Alice. Alphino's right here. She stayed at the Inn at Journey's Head, I assume. 'Twould seem Alice has yet to return from Inn at Journey's Head. I do hope she doesn't overtire herself. Or she's having a nap. In the course of preparing more Orosite, we made a significant discovery. We thought it best to wait for your return before sharing our findings. My congratulations, Haley. Glad tidings from Yulmore did precede thy coming. I will see that Thancred and Reen hears of these momentous events, that they too might take joy in what thou hast helped to bring about. So, I've never actually been a huge fan of Urianger, but a few weeks ago I had a dream about Urianger, and I have to say I kind of like him a lot better now. And I just think of that every time I see him now. Woo. I take it you're ready to resume our work. It wasn't anything crazy. We just hung out and we were good friends. And he gave good hugs. So. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Yep. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It's a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Orosite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Orosite was ill-suited for our purposes. But Urianger, did you not say that, compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Becklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Orosite doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which comprises them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. Yeah, that would kind of suck. It would, theoretically, be possible to channel your minds into the Auracite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Haley, do you recall what we learned from my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. Excuse me. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Haley return to the source and inform Krile and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tatara will be relieved to hear we've made progress of the sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings to Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. I mean, they could ask him if he's free and can come, and not just summon him, but sure. He doesn't seem too offended by that. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Will do. Alright. I'm off to more donuts. There's a delivery Moogle. I'm gonna do this before I forget. Look what we have here. A new letter has arrived just for you. It's a cruise chaser. Oh, apparently I've been slacking on using stuff. Where am I going now? Cool, now I can stop seeing that I have mail. I think it's been like 3 or 4 playtimes. 3 or 4 Mondays that I've just stared at that. Haley, you're back! How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Krile will be here shortly and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. God, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyways, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Upon speaking with Tataru, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Sufficient time. I have 2 minutes. I do not have sufficient time. No. Yeah, I don't have sufficient time. Okay, I'm gonna have to end here. and and start this next time, which is crazy because I thought I would get through more than just this patch, because yeah, usually I can get through them in one night, one stream, but I did some of it last stream, and yeah, still didn't get through all of it tonight. I did get a little bit distracted earlier because I had to buy some new gear to get into the dungeon. Also, I do actually talk to all the NPCs now, which takes a little bit longer than when I did my first playthrough. See you too, Ari. Anyways, that is going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to head off and go check out how the election results are going, because it is Canadian election day. And I will be back on Thursday, probably playing some more Subnautica. I'm almost done that game, so if you guys are not so loving of my Subnautica streams, they will be over soon. But I'm enjoying them. So, but yeah, so back on Thursday. If you're looking for more of the Shadowbringers story, I will be back next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. With more of that. And yeah, so until whenever I see you guys again, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Monday night. Have a good week, and I will see you guys Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday or Monday. All right, guys, take care. Bye.